All right, we are joined now by Green Bay Packers safety, former Syracuse standout, Hubbard, Ohio native, Anthony Smith. Anthony, how's it going?
I'm great. How you doing?
Hey, I'm not doing too bad. How was your Christmas?
It was pretty good. Just relaxed most of the day. My family's back home, so they couldn't make it up to Green Bay, so I just hung out with a team or two and, just enjoyed the day.
Oh, that's just fantastic. And Anthony, I know it's kind of been an up and down season for you. You started out in Jacksonville. You were playing pretty well there. Then all of a sudden you got traded to Green Bay. Take us through the transition of changing teams during the middle of the season.
It wasn't too tough because I was obviously here in Green Bay before, so it made the transition kind of easy for me. So I just had to, really just the living situation probably was the biggest thing. But coming back and, getting back in the groove of things around here, that was pretty easy for me.
Now, I know you returned to Green Bay for the second time earlier this year. You were cut to start the 2009 season. I know it was criticized by a lot of fans. Charles Woodson criticized the move. Were you a little bitter returning to Green Bay?
No, I wasn't bitter at all, man. It was just, sometimes in this business, decisions got to be made. Sometimes they're not always right, but, in some people's eyes they are. But, you just got to live with whatever decision is made and, just keep going.
How's your ankle doing? I know you injured that during the season. How's the road to recovery coming for you?
It's coming pretty good. I'm pretty healthy now. Just dealing with a little bit of a knee issue. I got stepped on in practice about a week ago. But other than that, man, I'm healthy, man. I'm doing pretty good.
And, Anthony, you're going to be a free agent at the end of the season. What do you think your future holds, especially with a lockout looming in the NFL?
Yeah. I don't know, man. We just hoping for the best right now. Hoping they get that CBA signed, and other than that, I'm gonna be marketing and just training again and get back ready to come back strong.
Now, take us back to your days with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a very storied franchise. They were very good when you played for them. What was it like playing for the Steelers?
It was a lot of fun because you had 11 guys with the same personality on the field, and that made it a lot easier for a guy like me, And when you get to play with a group of people with the same attitude, you don't get that too often, so it's kind of special over there.
Now, I know during your time at Pittsburgh, you kind of became famous for a statement you said on national television, you guaranteed a win over the New England Patriots. Do you think that statement, I certainly do, was blown a little bit out of proportion?
Yeah, it was. It was blown way out of proportion, but that's what the media does sometimes. They were obviously looking for a villain. So, but it's all good though. If I had to do it all over again, I'd say the same thing because I felt I didn't say anything wrong. So.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, I just watched it again on YouTube, and I thought it was a clean statement. And now you're a guy, you've been known throughout your years for your intense and physical style of play, laying some tough hits on guys. With that being said, what was your initial reaction this season to the NFL's new policy regarding those helmet-to-helmet hits?
Man, I hate it, man, because some of them were blatant, but the other ones who guys were, when you go to hit an offensive player, their first reaction is to defend themselves, so they obviously are going to duck first, so, that sometimes causes the head-to-head. It's not always the defensive player, so I don't like it, man. I think they're getting a little out of control with it, but, hey, part of the game, I guess.
It's Week 17 now, the last week of the regular season. Do you think that policy is still affecting the way guys are playing?
I think it is. It definitely is because guys are kind of timid to hit people, because you don't know whether what they're going to look at is legal and what's not legal. So, guys are just it's making some guys look bad.
And with that being said, it's getting down to the nitty-gritty in the NFL. You guys have to win this week to get into the playoffs. How do you think your team will fare this weekend against the Chicago Bears at Lambeau Field?
We'll do pretty good. The offense, plays like they did last week. I don't think, anybody can beat us, and our defense plays solid. So come out and get out to a quick start.
What about Aaron Rodgers? What a terrific performance last week. Do you think he's the hottest quarterback in the NFL?
I think A-Rod is, man. And, I don't think he talked about as much as he needs to be, but, I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, not the best. So, we're going to ride his shoulders, and we're going to watch it takes us.
Now, Anthony, in conclusion, of course, the MVP race now in the NFL has been talked about on TV a lot. Michael Vick and Tom Brady. If you had a vote, who would you vote for and why?
I think Mike Vick, man, because he's came back and done some tremendous things, man, and you know, the numbers he's put up, you know, are incredible. So, you know, I give it to him, man. He, you know, from coming from what he's been through and then not even be a starter and then still put up the numbers he has. So, you know, I give it to him if you know, I had a vote.
Now, have you had the chance to play against Michael Vick?
Yeah, I've had a chance, and, you know, it's not fun.
And, you know, what makes him so tough? I know now he's an even better passer than he was in Atlanta. What makes him so tough to stop?
Because he can, obviously, he's a double threat, but, you know, you can never quit on a play on Michael Vick because he can throw it the whole length of the field. So as a DB, man, you don't like playing quarterbacks like that because you never know, you know, you kind of got to play the game honest. You can't jump anything or do anything like that. So it makes it a little tough on you.
And now one last question. I know we're located here in Toledo, about 25 minutes from Charles Woodson's hometown where he went to high school. Talk about playing with Charles a little bit. How's he like?
Charles is good, man. He's a great guy, man. He's a student of the game. He watches a lot of film and stuff. And, you know, he teaches the young corners and Lamont and Sam Shields and, you know, those guys. So, you know, he creates a lot of turnovers, and I think he's a fantastic player. So, you know, got nothing but good things to say about him.
All right, Anthony, it's been an absolute pleasure. Once again, we'd like to thank you for coming on the program tonight. It's been a pleasure. We'll call upon you again, my friend, and good luck this weekend against the Chicago Bears.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. That was Anthony Smith, safety for the Green Bay Packers. He's actually on injured reserve right now. Came over from Jacksonville early in the year. He's had a pretty good career with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jacksonville Jaguars, now Green Bay. He played in a couple games for them. Then he got hurt with that ankle injury. So, you know, it's going to be a tough road to recover for Anthony. He does, like he said, he doesn't know about his future. He doesn't know what his future will hold coming next year, especially with this collective bargaining agreement in the NFL. A strike might be looming, so he doesn't know what's going to happen. He's a free agent. I don't think Green Bay is going to re-sign him, but you never know. So it should be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully the NFL can play next year and Anthony can get back on the field, recover from this injury. As he said, he was stepped on in practice last week, so we wish him the best. Definitely a stand-up guy, a class act.